For Black History Month, Blackathon, and Black Loveathon, I read Love Effects by Kat Cole, The Miller Sisters, Book 1. Prior to reading this, I read Sweet Perfection, also by Kat Cole. It is a novelette. Basically, when I started reading Love Effects, it had like a little blurb at the beginning that said like, oh, you should definitely check out Sweet Perfection. You don't have to read it, but it'd be good if you read it. And I read it and it was worth reading. Sweet Perfection was really good. Like, it was messy, it was juicy, it was drama, it was mess. It was very sexy, it was very exciting. I was here for Daisy. Daisy was child. Daisy went up into people's wedding with some green hair and a tight white dress, tight white halter top dress. And I was just like, Daisy is messy, and I live for it. Like, I live for her messiness. She just came in and she was petty as hell. And it was like a nice short thing. It was very intense with the drama. I was loving it because this is what I needed. I like the books that I read before. I love a good fantasy. I love a good like heartfelt, deep story. But I also like my stories to have like a little bit of, you know, relationship drama and mess. I do love a political intrigue, but I really, really appreciated Kat Cole for this, where it's just like drama and pettiness and mess, and you know, because sometimes you just need that. But then again, it depends on who you are. I know who I am. I enjoy like reading a good bit of drama. I like that. Like, that's fun for me. I read it and I just be like gagging. Like, I won't lie to you, I was reading this and I was on the bus laughing, like just like, and I was reacting like, who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this nigga talking to? Like, let's get to Love Effects. Cause Love Effects, she had me. She had me with this. Cause at first it started off slow for me. Cause we were dealing with like the other sister that was kind of like, she's not the black sheep. She's just a hater. She a hater. That's basically it. Sis a hater. I don't give a. She a hater. And the reason why she's in the predicament she's in, because she's a hater. That's basically it. You're a hater, sis. That's all. But it started off with her, and it kind of started off, like, Love Effects kind of started off slow with her. And I was just kind of like, she isn't as much fun. But coming down to the end, her storyline, it got cute. She's still a hater, but I was still rooting for her because I was like, you deserve this. You deserve better than this. And maybe if you got this, you'd be less of a hater. Maybe if you won a little bit more in life. To say for her to win a little bit more in life, it would almost negate the fact that she's a hater, but it's like, it isn't. She's a hater, and that's why she got what she got. So at the end of the day, what she's getting now, I'm hoping that like, okay, now that you're in this predicament, here's a moment to win. How about you be less of a hater and start winning? You know? How about that? How about that? And then Daisy would still be messy, but Daisy got a man, but her man, he started off romantic and sexy and sweet perfection, but now he's like, he's feeling a little abusive. I don't know if that is intentionally how it's being written, or we're not supposed to perceive it in that way. Because I'm perceiving abuse. He's getting a little abusive, a little controlling, and at times it can be attractive and sexy, and then at times it's like, don't punch her in the face now. That was my thing with the story when it came to like, there was some like misogyny and there was some like it felt misogynistic. I'm gonna be honest, like there's some misogyny that can be very romanticized, kind of sexualized, where it's like, you know, a man being like rough with you and he's pressing you up against the wall and it's kind of rough. It's kind of dangerous, but it's also just like the sexy thing, and that can border on like being abusive. It could be red flag signs, and I was getting red flags here, and I don't know if some of the things that I saw as kind of like red flags for abuse were intentionally set up that way so that it kind of pays off later in the story as kind of showing like, oh, red flags that are happening in the beginning of the book, and then it's like in the third book it's kind of shown, it's come to fruition. I'm just hoping that it isn't, because I get the romanticization of some of those very red flag misogynistic behaviors that can be abuse, like the start of abuse or whatever. I get them in stories, but at the same time, I'm just kind of like, I just want it to be fun, drama, messy, and it doesn't get to like, he's slapping you across the room and you're slamming into the wall kind of thing. Like, we don't need all that. We already have enough mess going on. We don't need trauma to go on, you know? Which I appreciate the story so far. There hasn't been like abusive. Although, coming down to the end, we have a moment where we discuss being abusive, but I haven't had any like punches to the face. Like, and I thank God for that because it wouldn't necessarily kill the story for me, but it's just like, I don't want to deal with that right now. I just want a story where it's just like, we're getting sexy, we're getting romantic, we're going on little dates, there's a little drama. I'm loving that there's like paparazzi stuff going on, all that mess. Like, what's up? Like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? My critiques of this book, because it's a great story, my thing is it just needed a copy editor to really come through and kind of make certain paragraphs and sentences and just scenes and stuff just a little bit more concise at times. There was like things that could have been cut out because there are times when a character would be described getting into the car, they're like opening the door and they sat down and they put on their seatbelt, and it was kind of like, we could have just made that a little bit more concise into they got into the car and we went off, instead of like step by step of it, because I know I've done that before in my writing. Unless they're them walking into the car and buckling up their seatbelt is like a significant thing, then it's like, we don't need to like break that down. Overall, it was a great story. I was invested. I'm invested in Daisy. I had strong feelings about Serenity. I like Faith. I feel like we could do a little bit more with Faith. Faith's got her own little storyline that's going, and it's interesting and it's fun. But I feel like we need to dive a little deeper into Faith because I feel there's more there. Although Faith is saying something different, we're just not getting deeply into it. There's going to be another book following the Miller Sisters. I definitely want to read that. I'm loving this Miller Sisters series. I want to see them on OWN Network having their own show, and it's just gonna be mess. Like, manifest that. Like, it's gotta be manifested. Like, I'm speaking it into the universe. It's gotta be manifested. These girls, the Miller Sisters, very soul food meets girlfriends, and I want in. I want the show to happen. I want it like on OWN. It could be on HBO, wherever it needs to be, but it's gotta happen. There needs to be a Miller Sisters like show. I am rooting for Kat Cole. I am excited to read more Kat Cole. Love Effects was amazing. Get into it because she is that girl. She did that, and Love Effects is that girl. I had fun talking about this. Thank you for sharing your time with me. If anything in this video resonated with you, you can timestamp it in the comments and give your reaction. I love to see those things. I love it either way, whether you just leave a comment or a timestamp. I like them both. And I am out this bitch like Fleek. The fact.